Friends, welcome back to Masons on the Move. Today we are taking you along with us for day one of our bucket trip to the Seychelles. We talk a lot about credit card points on our site, and this trip is proof of why we love them. We were able to cover two round trip first class tickets to the Seychelles entirely on points, including a quick layover in Turkey. Mike and I were so excited to settle in, grab a drink, and kick off the long flight. Descending over the mountains was unreal. The Mahé Airport is really nice. It's super small and pretty charming. And so while Mike handled our rental at the Hertz window, I captured a bit of the airport terminal. In the Seychelles, they drive on the left side of the road with the steering wheel on the right, and almost all the cars here are tiny hatchbacks. Um, and once you see the roads, you'll completely understand why. And it was very hot. The airport was open air. There was no AC, but the rental car company was pretty quick to bring around the car for us so that we could get everything loaded in the little car. It was kind of funny looking at Mike because he's pretty large driving that car. The drive was an adventure, narrow, winding mountain roads with dramatic drops and sudden peaks of the turquoise ocean. As you see already, just on our drive to the airport, we were immediately starting to go up curves and mountains, lots of hills, and it was a very scenic drive, as you'll see the majority of the drives that we took during our visit was, but you definitely cannot fly down these streets. You have to go pretty slow. We stayed at the Ilya Seychelles, a tribute portfolio resort hotel, and right off the back, the property felt so lush. We had to wait a little bit for our room to get ready, so we grabbed a couple of drinks at the bar, and then as we were led to the hotel, I could not help but stopping by this herb garden that they had on our floor at the hotel. And so they had a ton of different types of herbs on site that they use right there in their kitchens and their cocktails. It was also a nice seating area over there where you could kind of hang out. And so it was pretty nice. The skies were clear. And so we just wanted to kind of take it all in and walk through and look at all of the different offerings that the hotel have. On our way to the room, it was like an open air corridor and it was beautiful. The whole hotel was beautiful and clean. I really liked the tropical vibe that was there. So we even had a couple of seats right here outside the room where you could hang out if you wanted to just cool out, but not be in the room, but also not be in the sun. And so inside the room, it was really nice and clean. There was a nice couple of robes hanging up there for us when you first get in, and it was cool because there was a little breakfast nook that we could sit down and eat. We also had a pretty nice private balcony that gave a nice view out there. And I'm going to just be honest, we were feeling really blessed to be here. We're celebrating Mike's birthday for this trip. And also, one thing that was really nice is that this hotel had AC, which we've learned when you travel international, you need to check the hotel because a lot of hotels internationally do not have AC. But after our flight and the travel here, the AC for us felt like it was heaven. And so we just wanted to check out the room, kind of get a little bit of time to rest. One of the things that was super cool is that the front desk team sent up a handwritten note and a couple of sweet treats. We went exploring through the hotel grounds and we stumbled across this gorgeous lounge with comfortable seating. It had tons and tons of seats. They do schedules of events here like night. They do a tea and biscuit time, and so they have a bar also off to the left here, which you can see in the photo. And then this giant projector because they also do movie nights as well. We went down to the bar because honestly, we needed a couple of time, drinks and some time to decompress. The prices were reasonable. One US dollar gives you around 13 to 14 Seychelles rupees. So enjoying a round of cocktails doesn't break the bank for you. And so we were relaxing talking to the bartender and kind of deciding what we were going to do for the rest of the night. We decided to walk over across the street. There was a restaurant and bar located right across the street. The resort itself sits on a very busy main road. It's next to a gas station. There's also a bank and a couple of local shops up and down the street. It had just rained, and so if you see, there was a lot of water on the ground and some puddles, but it was really walkable. There was a lot of people out on the street that night, kind of walking to different places, but we decided to go across the street to the restaurant and bar because it is right on the beach, and we definitely were excited to be able to catch some more of the ocean views. And so this little tropical beach bar had sand floors, lots of palm trees. It had very warm ambient lighting. It was a really cozy vibe. It had a lot of couches, tables. There was a bar over here to the left, and there was also a main bar further down over to the right. But it was a nice vibe. There was even like a lot of coffee tables and seating areas. And if you see right here, you were right on the beach. And so we could see the ocean directly from where we were. It was certainly the highlight of the bar, sitting right on the shoreline. Dusk started to roll in, we were just kind of hanging out, having a couple of drinks and listening to the waves crash. Everything honestly felt surreal. There was a lot of chairs set up right along the sand, so you could really just kind of hang out and eat, sip, and watch the water. Mike and I stepped on the sand for a quick walk before it got too dark. And looking down the coastline at all of the mountains, it honestly was breathtaking. Everything was so beautiful. Um, we were all kind of just taking it in, definitely very excited for the other beaches that we were going to see over the next few days. And so we snapped a few photos together, ended up grabbing a table, and then spent most of the evening just taking in the ocean and the water and kind of just talking about, what we were going to do for the rest of the evening. Follow along to see what we get into on day two. Bye now. Ending day one feeling rested, deeply grateful, and ready for whatever tomorrow brings. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss day two.